Hello there, it's me, Hank, the host of the Death by Media Man podcast channel thing that I call it. Yeah, cool, that sounded professional, right? Cool, let's just keep moving on. So I watched a couple of things on Netflix recently, and a couple of folks asked me what I thought about them and if I would do a review. And I always have mixed feelings about doing reviews because my tastes are very personally my tastes, and I don't necessarily think that what I think about anything is going to help anybody else to enjoy it or know whether or not they should watch it. It's mostly just me mouthing off about what I think. You know, at the end of most fucking reviews, reviewers will tell you should you watch this or not. What I'm going to tell you is how I felt about it. That's it. That's all I can offer you. So, the first one that I watched was the Cloverfield Paradox. That was, it's the third part in the fucking Cloverfield saga. It premiered on Sunday after the Super Bowl. It was some sort of big fucking, like, Netflix didn't really tell people it was going to happen, and then it just spontaneously happened. Nobody knew it was going to happen, and it's the, like I say, fucking third loosely connected part of this fucking Cloverfield trilogy that started with the movie Cloverfield and continued with 10 Cloverfield Lane, even though those two weren't really connected, and now there's a third one. And, like, here's the deal. Here's what I want to, like, fucking spoilers ahead. I'm not going to make any effort whatsoever to I'm just going to discuss the movie and what I think about it. Hopefully you've seen it, because I'm not going to fucking break it down too much for you beyond what I just said. I'm just going to fucking discuss my feelings. I didn't really like Cloverfield. Spoiler alert. No, wait. I didn't like the first Cloverfield. I didn't watch the second Cloverfield because despite some strong performances, it didn't look like something that would interest me, and I didn't enjoy watching the third Cloverfield movie. My ultimate review for most media in terms of television shows and movies is, like, you only have so much time in your life, man. It's all just fucking slipping away. I got fucking 2 hours. I got 2 hours tonight. I'm not gonna fucking give them to anybody. I could play video games. I could fucking stare at the wall and just get super high and think about my life. Like, I could listen to my favorite songs a bunch of times. I could rewatch one of my favorite movies, or I could watch something new. Watch something like Cloverfield Paradox. And ultimately, I wish I had my 2 hours back. Like what I learned from that experience was, like, it was a bit like watching the first one. It's just kind of fucking bland. It's just kind of fucking bland. Like, it wasn't bad. It's very well made. Don't get me wrong. In terms of making a movie, it is exceptionally, like, it's nicely shot. The CG is a little underwhelming in parts. It's very good performances. It's bland, and at the same time, I kept thinking throughout the first part of the movie that, and this is so fucking, like, what a fucking film nerd thing to say, like, me, I wish it was more like Alien, but that was the comparison that I had to make in my head, is like, Alien is full of all these fucking realistic people having kind of mumbly conversations, and they're shot from a far ways away all the time, and, like, I don't know, it just feels very real, and this lacked that. This was shot a little more like a fucking television show or a fucking movie. It was good looking, but it didn't create an atmosphere. And here's the other thing, is the major fucking central part of the plot is that there's an energy crisis going on, and there isn't enough fucking energy for the world to fucking stay functional and shit, right? But every fucking time we're sitting around in this fucking spaceship up in space, there's, like, more little tiny bright lights. There's a couple of giant fucking screens. Like, there's a part where our main character is looking at pictures of her family on this screen that's the size of, like, a 12-foot high window. Like, all I can think is, like, every fucking shot, we're just fucking burning so much energy. There's a scene where all these fucking lights are on inside the space station, and somebody's watching something that's like one of those holographic projector fucking TV screens that is also playing really loud fucking, like, audio track in the background while people are talking. It's like, all this shit, this shit you're trying to convince me, the setup of the atmosphere of this movie, it all would have made a lot more sense. It would have landed with me it should have been a fucking dark, run-down ship, you know? Like fucking put some Foley of fucking dripping water in the background. And I'll be like, why the fuck is there dripping water in a space station? That's creepy as fuck. But it was hard to believe that this was a ship taking place in a fucking universe where there's an energy crisis when it was fucking lit up like a fucking opening of an Apple store. Like it was like they were living inside a fucking light bright. And it broke up the reality that they were trying to not just the reality, the tone, the atmosphere that they were trying to create, the desperation that I needed to feel in these people. They fucking looked comfy. They looked happy. They're fucking all like well fed and having a good time. They didn't look like fucking gaunt and strung out, like we've been out in space for too fucking long, like we're in a fucking submarine under the sea and we're freaking out, man. They're just like, well, I don't like you. I'm tense. I want to shit on the performance. The performances are fine. It's fine. There was some painfully clumsy exposition in the beginning of the movie that didn't need to be there because the movie, this fucking happens all the time. It explains it in the plot, but you can tell that there was some fucking draft of the movie where somebody was like, yeah, especially for Netflix. I think Netflix, and I'm sure they have their own metric that explains this kind of thing, but here's my theory. Are you ready for my fucking crazy conspiracy theory? Let's put on our tinfoil hats. I think Netflix probably has a thing where, like, if you fucking rent a video, if you rented a DVD, I know I'm talking about the past, but fuck you. Even if it's pretty shitty, you're gonna sit through it. With Netflix, if they're exposing you to a new movie, I bet there is a huge drop-off after the first 5 minutes. Like I bet you lose fucking 30 to 80% of your audience. What does that mean? When I say fucking numbers that big, it doesn't fucking mean anything. And I'm just making this shit up anyways. But like, with Netflix, you have control over it all the time. So it's like the changing the channel. Even when fucking a movie comes on cable, you're a little more likely to stick with it. Because with Netflix, you know there's that fucking menu. So at any point in time, you can stop watching this new thing and start watching this old thing. So I feel like new Netflix movies and even TV shows, they have to bring you in hardcore in the first fucking 5 minutes. And that's why there is just the most over-the-top fucking capital EX exposition at the start of this motherfucking movie. It was almost like parody. So there's a bunch of fucking horror shit. Like, this is one of those movies where fucking, like, shit goes weird, something goes wrong, and then everything goes weird, and it's all fucking different all the time, and there's no consistency to it. And I was like, at first I'm like, oh, is this like, yeah, fuck, I shouldn't fucking keep comparing things to Alien, but fucking whatever. Like, this movie wants to be fucking Alien, so it's not like it's an unfair comparison to make. Like in Alien, there's a logic, like there's a little thing, or there's a thing, it fucking goes in your throat, it fucking expands, or it grows out, and then it fucking runs around, then it gets bigger, and then it hunts people, and then it gets bigger, and then it hunts people. There's a logic to it. This, there's just fucking random shit all the time, like, oh man, this happened. Oh, now this happened. They're totally fucking unrelated. And quickly, like, at first I was like, oh, like, what's the overall thing that's going to connect all these things? And then very quickly, like, it's one of those, like, oh no, the fucking bad situation meter has been set to random. So it was just like, oh, just like random shit. Like, this is a fucking haunted house story. It's one of those things where, like, how come the demon's powers are so inconsistent? Because he's fucking magic. Fucking magic. I fucking hate that kind of inconsistency. It just felt lazy. Ultimately, this movie committed the worst possible sin a movie can commit to me. Don't talk that way. Don't ever talk that way. But it was just kind of boring. Like it was just like, oh, cool. I don't like, cool. That was like, the characters weren't great. The atmosphere wasn't great. The special effects weren't great. It was all incredibly average, and all of that average, you know, the whole concept of something where all the parts add up to more than the whole is more than the sum of the parts. This is the opposite of that, where everything was so fucking average that it drove the actual rating of the movie down. Like it was like 6s across the board, so overall the movie gets a 4 out of 10. Is that a little harsh? I don't know. They just made some weird choices with it. Like, was it supposed to be a horror movie? It had fucking Chris O'Dowd, the dude from the IT Crowd, in it, and he's cracking wise and being silly all over the place, and it wasn't lit like it was supposed to be a horror movie. Maybe it's weird that I fucking expected it to be? I don't know. It also had, like, it's got a bunch of, like, extra-dimensional, sort of, like, multiple-dimensional string theory type shit going on with it, and, like, it's so primitive and lazy comparatively. Like it's one of those, it uses the metaphors you would use to describe this shit to a small child. When it has something that's weird, it kind of goes out of its way to be like, whoa man, some crazy weird shit's going on, and like its inflated sense of self-importance saps the enjoyment out of it. I don't know, maybe that's I don't want to be too harsh here. I'd like to give a quick word on special effects, specifically a word on CG effects. Once again, like, I am, like, so fucking old that my teeth have cobwebs between them. What does that mean? No, that's a terrible example. Anyways, I'm real old, so I can remember when practical effects were more popular, and you'd see something happen in a movie, and you'd ask yourself, how did they do that? And then maybe someday you'd find out that, like, it was miniatures, or a puppet, or, like, spaghetti made to look like guts, or something like that. When the answer is computer graphics, the question rarely gets asked in the first place. When I see a computer effect in a movie, I don't wonder how it was done. My brain just goes, that's computer graphic. You're watching a movie and a computer person, they did that. It breaks the immersion into the whole story and reinforces that I'm just at home, watching actors on a soundstage pretending to do a thing, and then later somebody animated whatever it is they're responding to. It makes the whole thing seem really flat and lifeless. It's, I don't know, I notice it more and more all the time. But it's very old-timey to be, I think practical effects work better. They should work in conjunction. Fucking CG and fucking practical effects should fucking hold hands and fucking walk boldly into the fucking sunset together and fucking make out and make love and make weird little special effects babies. Where you have, like, fucking puppets with fucking CG enhancement, or fucking take out the strings, or fucking whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So anyways, after that, so the movie was Cloverfield. Fucking, originally called God Particle. Now it's Cloverfield Paradox. Fucking, I'll tell you, fucking Paradox. How do you fucking make a crazy big budget sci-fi movie and still have it be real fucking boring? That's a paradox. I don't think that's not what a paradox is. Shut up, old man from the Muppets who heckles the show. How'd you get in here anyways? Get the fuck out of here. I did not enjoy this movie. I kind of resented watching it. I sort of knew going into it that I would not enjoy it because I didn't really dig the first two, so why would I watch this one? I don't know. I couldn't even really find a good trailer for it. It seemed sort of interesting, and I wanted to be part of the fucking cultural zeitgeist that was watching Cloverfield Paradox. I feel like other people enjoyed it more than I did, judging from responses I saw online, but fucking whatever, man. Fucking, I don't know. I saw another review that was like, whatever, man. So yeah, in the end, I wouldn't hardcore recommend watching this movie. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you just want to burn some fucking time, it's okay. It's not gonna fucking blow your mind or nothing. It's not special. It's a restaurant that you could eat at because it's close to your home, not because you like the food. Yeah. And it's cheap, you know, if you already got fucking Netflix or you're willing to fucking steal shit, then, I mean, stolen shit's the cheapest shit of all, right? My favorite character in Cloverfield was Dr. Cloverfield, who was the one who hatched the Cloverfield monster out of the Cloverfield egg and then shot it down to Cloverfield, Illinois, where it fucking ran for city council. Exciting shit, people. So the other thing I watched on Netflix was American Vandal, which is a series. There's fucking, how many episodes? 13 episodes? 20 episodes? A million episodes? There were 8 episodes. And I watched them all yesterday. I started watching it in the middle of the day. I gave it that thing I just said about Netflix of like, well, give it fucking 5 minutes and see how fucking funny it is. And it was extremely funny in the first 5 minutes, and it stayed extremely funny right up until the last episode where things got a little schmaltzy, but you know, they started treating their characters like real people and kind of wanted to give it a nice clean landing. But hey, here's the thing. I started watching it, and I watched the whole fucking show, like, in a row. Like, I binge watched it. That's what we say, right? Like, I didn't fucking stop. I mean, I took a couple of breaks midway through to fucking be like, I went on social media and was like, hey, I'm watching American Vandal, it's very good. And then I just fucking went back to watching American Vandal. I watched, like fucking 4 hours of it in a row without even fucking thinking twice. It was great. It's really funny. It's a parody of, what are those fucking true crime shows that fucking, like, making a murder in Serial? Making a serialized murder. Making Serial. That's my true crime documentary. Making a Serial. I don't know if anybody's already fucking done that as a joke, but like, I wish I could do a mockumentary that was just about a person who makes bowls of cereal, but shot it like a murder documentary. I really enjoyed American Vandal. It's all about, what the fuck? I'm just going to read from you from Wikipedia. The series follows the aftermath of a costly high school prank that left 75 faculty cars vandalized with phallic images. Senior, quote-unquote, class clown Dylan Maxwell is accused of the crime by the school. He's expelled, but an investigation into the incident is launched by a sophomore student to uncover whether Dylan was the one truly behind the crime. I haven't seen the shows that this show is satirizing. I am familiar with sort of how they're shot. I think I've seen like clips of them probably on YouTube, shit like that. That didn't really matter. I super fucking enjoyed American Vandal. The writing was incredibly sharp, and the performances were also sharp. Those are the words I know for describing things. No, the acting was dead on. Like, the dude playing the main character, or the guy you spend most of the show looking at, Dylan Maxwell, he was really good. He was really good at being incredibly stupid. Like, I have seen performances like this before, like from the guys in Always Sunny or the guys from Workaholics. I've seen that, like, you know, you can't be an idiot and succeed in the world of audiovisual media at the same time. So I know, like, he's just doing a show and shit, but nevertheless, he nailed the portrayal of the character that he was going for. It was excellent. There were a couple of points in time I had to cover my mouth to keep from howling from laughter because I did not want to disturb other people in my building by making really loud noises. But I don't normally laugh. Like I'll snicker a little bit at something like that. This had me literally doubled over, clutching my gut, my whole body shaking because I was fucking laughing so hard. I think it a dick joke. I have to admit, the things I probably laughed the most at this show were dick and fart jokes. I don't feel good about that. I don't feel like I'm a good, cool, interesting person because I can admit that. But nevertheless, holy shit. What a fucking funny show. What a funny, well-acted show. Yeah, I fucking devoured it. There's not too much else I can say about that beyond, like, I'll probably watch it again. I really fucking enjoyed it. Strong performances, really fun directing, very self-aware meta art that's still, again, I didn't need to be familiar with the shows it was satirizing to enjoy it. It was funny in and of itself. It was funny characters, funny situations, and at the same time, just grounded enough This could be like similar to something like Arrested Development. It's that kind of, these could be real people, but there's an element of a cartoon caricature to them as well. Something like that. So yeah, American Vandal. I don't know, like fucking give it a 9 out of 10 maybe. I mean, it was really fucking good. It was fucking solid entertainment in a way that I don't get enough of. I'm also watching something else on Netflix right now. People Just Do Nothing. It's also a mockumentary. It's about a British underground radio show. I'm not going to get into it too much right now. Maybe I'll do something on it when I finish it. I'm midway through I think I'm just about to start the 3rd season on it. It's also really fucking good. So anyways, I think my point was just, I like mockumentaries, I guess. They're pretty fucking good. So if you have a choice, you got a couple hours to spend, I would say watch that thing I was talking about. Watch American Vandal. Don't fucking, you don't want Cloverfield. But you'd be better off. I think probably everybody's seen American Vandal. I think it came out last year, and I'm just doing that thing where I'm like, whoa, you know, I just fucking started listening to Run DMC. They're actually pretty good. Whatever happened to those guys? I think they're gonna go real far. Fucking sad. I should just fucking stay up to date on shit. Anyways, watch American Vandal if you like that sort of thing. That's again my caveat on, like, I don't know, fucking should you watch it? Fucking, I'm not your fucking parent. Like, fucking make your own decisions. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to tell you what I thought about it, and fucking I'm just some piece of shit, you know? Like, who gives a fuck what I think? That's So for more opinions like that, with that kind of like fucking integrity, stay tuned to the Death by Media Man channel. I've been Hank, and you've been listening to this, and why do I have to tell you that? You know that. You're a self-aware person. Maybe you gave this to an animal to listen to, and I fucking sit. Good boy. Aw, let's go have a cookie. No, thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more. Fucking check out our Patreon if you want to hear more crazy cool shit, and fucking donate some money so I can spend more time putting out great quality content like this. Whoop-de fucking do, my special, wonderful friends. I love you all so much, and I look forward to telling you more stuff later.